You're watching Sky News, bringing you all the Boxing Day news and sport in 15 minutes every 15 minutes. Police carry out searches after security sources confirmed to Sky News that a man who tried to set fire to a passenger jet was a student in London. Officers looking for a missing 13-year-old boy in Hertfordshire find his mobile phone and bag on a riverbank. And bargain hunters head for the shops as retailers hope for bumper Boxing Day sales.
In football, 4 games underway in the Premier League and West Ham lead Portsmouth 1-0. And in the second test, they're off for bad light, but joy for England. South Africa 175 for 5.
Good afternoon. The Metropolitan Police is carrying out searches at a central London flat after a man who was set off an incendiary device on a transatlantic flight. US authorities say a 23-year-old man of Nigerian origin with links to Al-Qaeda is being held in Detroit. University College London says a student called Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalib was enrolled with them on a mechanical engineering course until June 2008. Sky's senior correspondent David Bowden reports.
Anti-terror police from Scotland Yard are searching the London home of the man suspected of trying to set off a bomb on an American airliner. Nigerian student Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalib is said to have mixed and ignited chemicals concealed on his body as the Delta Airlines flight from Amsterdam came into land at Detroit Airport. Muttalib, an engineering graduate from University College in London, was pounced on by a fellow passenger and restrained by the cabin crew. Many of the 278 passengers feared for their lives.
It was terrifying. I think we all thought we weren't going to land. We weren't going to make it. So, yeah.
It was scary. It was a loud firecracker that went off, and there was a fire in the plane after a few seconds.
We heard a loud pop, then a bit of a smoke, and then some flames. And yelling and screaming.
He was stood up, he was belligerent, he was yelling, swearing, he would put hats on, he was screaming about Afghanistan.
Muttalib, who's 23, is thought to have boarded KLM flight 588 from Lagos to Amsterdam before taking the 8:45 Delta Northwest flight 253 bound for Detroit. He allegedly tried to set off his device minutes before the plane came into land at 12:51 local time. It's reported in the US that Muttalib has claimed links to Al-Qaeda and was on at least one intelligence watch list. Every one of his fellow passengers has been interviewed by the FBI. The US president, who's on holiday with his family in Hawaii, immediately called for increased security on flights. And experts here say the terrorists are becoming more inventive.
Now, the body is being used to carry the explosives, so the body is the platform. And remember, we've been quite clever in screening because we've separated people from their liquids, and the liquids go through with the hand luggage, and the bodies go through the ordinary detection. So that by being able to conceal the explosives on the body, then they're hoping to get those through.
The alleged bomber is being treated for burns in a Detroit hospital. Scotland Yard says officers are liaising with their US counterparts, and passengers travelling to America are being warned they will face extra security checks before they're allowed onto flights at the request of the US government. David Bowden, Sky News.
Well, Sky's Amy Lewis is in central London. Amy, we understand that police are searching a property. Can you tell us more?
Yes, the property behind me, the Metropolitan Police have confirmed that they're working with security forces in America. Now, this is where it's believed that the suspect lives. Just 3/4 of a mile away is University College in London, where a spokesman from there has confirmed in just the last few minutes that a student with the same name had been studying there between 2005 and 2008. Now, back here, we've seen officers coming in and coming out in the last few hours. Security sources have told us that they are looking at a number of lines, including where this gentleman had been living and where he'd been in the past few weeks. We know that he hasn't been here for the past few weeks, and indeed whether or not he'd been using any other names, and how significant the links are to the UK. But some confirmation, though, coming through that a student from the same name had been studying just down the road. Now, just to give you a bit more information, the flats here, we're told, cost between £3 to £4 million per unit. Now, they are rentable, most of them, but indeed this is quite an expensive part of London.
Amy Lewis in London, thank you. Police looking for a missing 13-year-old boy in Hertfordshire have found a mobile